reactions enough. But I'm getting into the game, and I think by watching so many other reactors, I now see what I have to do. So guys, before I sleep, I just need to do this reaction because time does not wait, and tomorrow we'll be having different aspects to talk about, guys. So I hope you've gone to my YouTube and watched the previous videos and given me a like, shared whatever I've done, just to support me. That is the much support I can do here. I told you in the previous, the aspect of begging, and guys, why do we call this begging? We call it begging because actually I believe that if somebody wants to support me on this channel, I don't have to actually come and expose my problems every time. Yeah, people call it support, but sometimes it just looks like begging, actually. People normally say that we have to dress some things in better words. Like instead of saying sacked, we just said someone stepped down. Instead of saying they are poor, we say they're economically what? Low or something like that. Instead of saying someone is pregnant with this motherly way. Yeah, but it is what it is. If you know, you know. So guys, of course you heard me talk about it in a different video, but in this video, it's a different approach actually. So I looked through this video and I found that every now and then, Marwa is putting the burden of whatever he's doing on the fans, you know. And I was like, okay, it's right sometimes to receive support, but if these people can see and do it, it's okay. But when you keep reminding them, do this for me, do this for me, it looks quite awkward. I believe so, you know. So in this video, Maro came up at some point, you know, like making demand. And if you look at Mwango again, she did the same in her video. No video ends without that. And it may not be wrong if they're actually doing it for community purposes. But as long as they say that they are changing the face of the village, I've always argued that a villa is not necessary. It's not actually necessary. If you look at the arguments Marwa has laid earlier, he said that villas are what motivates people to go to America or UK. And I've been watching other people who journey, you know, like Odemaya. I've been watching people like Trudy. I've been watching, you know, many other travelers, including even Coco Mama. And when you watch these other travelers, you don't see like their motivation is to go to UK or USA to see buildings, you know. It's more than that. So people travel for educational purposes, health purposes. Of course, we've seen a lot of people going to India to receive treatment. We've seen others going to maybe these countries, including even South Africa. Some people come from Kenya to South Africa to go study, right? Okay, welcome on board. I can see 2 people online. Thank you so much for coming to the live. There is Faustina Sakari. Faustina Sakari, thank you so much for the like. Thank you for your presence here. And we are doing a live. I hope you will not be running away as fast as that. Many people come, but they don't stay. So at least stay for some minutes. And again, give me a like and let's proceed. So thank you so much. All right. Thank you so much. I am appreciative. I can see about 7 people. I hope they'll stay because that is the greatest support actually I look forward to. Your presence means a lot, you know. So guys, there is something known as begging that has come out clearly and people are talking around the world. It's not about reactors, few maybe in Kenya. Mwango came up saying that the Heras are in Kenya and I don't think so, you know. Okay. That was fast. Okay. So she came about saying that the Heras are Kenyans. And I don't think the people who talk are not Heras actually, but they just don't like some things that happen here and there. You know, you may not fully dislike someone, but you may not like what they are doing, you know. And if we keep quiet about it, we will be unfair to ourselves, you know. and even other people who come later. So the aspect of begging on the streets, actually, you look at Mayugno, you look at other people who keep actually showing that desperation makes people lazy, you know. Decline because of the video, actually. Because if I receive, it's going to affect my flow of the stream. I wish the person called earlier, you know. So let's get to watch some parts of the video, so that I'm not just making, or rather appearing like I'm ranting here, you know. So there is a part which I actually saw Marwa heading to the villa, and he's talking about he'll buy this aspect, the roller. Then instead of that, he begins to again ask for the audience to contribute, you know, or rather buy for him or contribute if they have. I don't know if you saw that part. And I was actually surprised, because this is a rich man. You can tell me you're a YouTuber with 500 subscribers, 500,000 subscribers, and you have all those views on each video, then you go ahead and prove to be poor. You can't be, you know. So let's just get there and check on that and, you know, reason out. What do you think? What do you think? Because I thought that this was an extreme, you know. Yeah, I saw somewhere. Let me just check so that you don't say I'm just putting issues that are not real, you know. Sometimes it's so embarrassing, you know. And whatever one Kenyan does becomes an image for all of us, we like it or not. Because if people are philanthropists out there and they want to help, we don't have to remind them before they do what they have to do, right? But if we keep reminding them, it means we are begging. Because I remember this girl in Nairobi who kept following Marwa. What she was doing is exactly what Marwa does, like going about and reminding people, do this, do this, do this. As far as Dr. Philip was saying yesterday that if he was a beggar, people would be tired. Who said that even those who beg on the streets, people are never, they are tired, but they keep giving just to pass a day, you know. There are those who feel like they should do so maybe for a shout out and something like that. And that's what happened. It is what it is. If you saw, you know the game, you know. Let's look at this. Yeah, exactly here. That's what I saw.
I'm more than excited because I know our road today will look so different. You know, I always say, always find one reason to give you hope. Yesterday, I prayed God the rain not to rain, and trust me, God gave me exactly that. It didn't rain. It showed all the signs to rain, but it didn't rain. Because God knows we have a very good intention with this road.
What is the intention?
We want all these neighbors, all these homes. This is not my home, this is not my home, this is not my home. Here we have a church, here we have another home. All these homes we'll use. Yes, and I keep telling people, sometimes people think I'm making a road to my home. No. All diesel for the machine. Say such thing, I need to have.
Guys, you heard that. So he has to prove that he's doing it for community purposes, you know. He's doing it for everybody. Even you will come to Nyabohanze one day, you'll use this road. Don't you see? So once you hear that, will you not donate, you know? If you're actually willing to go to Nyabohanze, you'll be like, yeah, let me do it one day. In fact, you see yourself. We normally used to read books, and sometimes you relate with the characters in the books. Sometimes even we watch Trump, we watch Obama, and we are like, okay, one day I'll meet Obama. Or if you're a fan of Chris or Nick Minaj, when you see her in a car, you are like, yeah, I should be in that car. So that is the theory that Maro actually creates. He plays psychology, I believe. I've been studying it for long, and I see that he plays psychology with the fans in a way that they feel like, yeah, this is our project, you know, this is our project. So they go forth and they do it. So then, I don't know, because my thought is that I've always asked, like, we have a lot of drunkards in this village. These drunkards need a rehabilitation center within this place so that it can be easy even for David Jr. to actually help them reform. They don't have to go all the way to Nairobi. And you, with the connection you have, the network you have to international bodies, what is making it so hard for you to start something like buy a piece of land, start a hospital or rehabilitation center? That rehabilitation center can actually help a lot of drunkards who are messed up, old and young. Like I see Baba Bena, there is the father to Matiko. Matiko himself is still not very well. Mrimi, Brian, Johnston, and so many others, you know. And that would be a great thing, actually. If you thought of doing that, it will be a great thing. And I think it will create employment opportunities that are better and permanent, even for women, because we can see construction only favors women, men in your village. Men keep coming, working. Women, there are very few who come by, and they really struggle. Some you can see actually the one who was working at Mwango, one of them went sick because she can't stand this, you know, an environment full of dust, working the entire day in the sun, and also pulling up your muscles. It's not easy. Yeah. So I wish that now that Marwa has really traveled 100 countries, he should use, you know, his wisdom to change the narrative of Nyabohanse, because Nyabohanse does not only need villas, and in fact those who need villas are very few, maybe he himself and the visitors who come by. Now we saw that the road, I've repeatedly said, he started this road not because of the villagers. However much they'll use it, of course when a road is done, you'll use it. I've even seen in my village, there is a time given fella did the road that heads to his home, and you know, around 2 kilometers, a family did that, and they made a very good road, and they were not making demands on anyone. I didn't see them. They are not on YouTube, so they didn't ask for donations on anyone. Why? Because they know that they have cars which will be coming to their home all the time. They are also serious farmers, so they knew that, like, sugarcane has to go to companies every day, and they also have to bring product to their home, and when their parents are sick, they need to go to hospital, you know, such sort of things. And when visitors come, they also see their place is growing. So the direct benefit is on Marwa. As far as we can see that the rest of the people will have spillover benefits. Because of course, in Kenya, we normally say, mgeni aje, mwenyeji apone. So you don't feel like, you shouldn't make the villagers feel like indeed it is their business, or rather they are actually subjects to contribute, whether it's a tree, whether it's sand. The way you are talking about some sand, talking about it being sold at 300, I was like, oh my God, in this village things should be so cheap, because the price I know for sand, it can't go at that. When I saw that heap, it was almost a quarter of a lorry, or a rather tractor, so it can't go at that price, definitely. But then Marwa makes it look like he's suffering so much, he's sacrificing so much, the government is not doing it, he's doing it, and therefore the people should come together and do it. But then, as far as they need to do it, and he's saying he's educating them on the need to do it, they need to be informed, but it may not actually be their duty. Because we actually see some homes which are very desperate. Even the old man who was doing the road there, I'll be showing very soon, you can see his home, the houses are mud houses. That practically tells you that's someone in need, someone who should be helped to better his life, you know. Just have a 2 or 3 room that is permanent. Now let's get to this part. He finally said something here that sent me laughing, because he had said he's actually willing to buy the roller. And he had said even in the previous video, Maro came out saying in the previous video that, yeah, I need to buy these machines for fun, just to be doing the roads, and you know that. Then today he wakes up and now said that if someone has it, they should contribute. And then whatever he said here is different from the roller. So I was like, which one? Which one do you exactly want? So let's listen to this part actually, so that you don't say I'm putting up my own words, you know.
It's a very small machine that I should just have in my compound. And it can help me even doing landscaping, or people can hire. The way I just hired this. So to hire this is 10,000 Kenyan shillings, which is around $80. $80. And then you have to pay the operator separately. That is just to hire the machine. Then you have to pay the operator like $7, actually not 7, $12, 1,500 per day. So you can imagine. Then from there, you have to fuel it also. Wow, I need to get this machine. Or if one of you has this machine, please send it. Send it, and these roads, these ones, I'll fix them. Anyway, guys, I'm more than...
Hey, if you know the tingo, then you understand the game here, you know? The game of darts is not easy. So, of course, Maro is playing the psychology with the donors, yeah? Because he had said earlier in this video that somebody had suggested to buy for him. Unfortunately, the person is bankrupt. I don't know whether I can remember the specific area. And he was saying that that person was willing to buy, but unfortunately, he's a bit low economically. I don't know whether it's a pensioner or young person. I do not know. And he said he would surprise him. I don't know, from Japan or wherever. He said something of that sort at the beginning of the video. I'll be checking for that part. And again, he shared that somebody had brought some other material ready. You know, that is survival for the fittest. Guys.
Excited because I know the video at Jamaican Uncle. Okay? At Jamaican Uncle. We are not playing around. I told him at the end of this month I will donate to him. You know, guys, sometimes I do a lot of things behind the scenes.
Yeah, you see that old man I was talking about, the one who has, whom actually Marwa was praising, that he's the only one that has his reasoning in the village. See this guy? You can actually see his home. It's not even fenced. The houses are mud houses. He seems to have retired, either retired or maybe exited job without a plan. So he's here, of course, doing it because he's doing at his gate, you know. And Maro brought a pipe, of course. This guy cut some plastic, placed it there. And when it rained, the road turned into disaster. And I was just thinking within myself, I thought that the roller they had been talking about would be the tractor one, you know, the heavy one. I think all of you know that. And I was like, why did they decide the hand one? Because even the speed, we did some mathematics in primary school comparing one machine to another. How cost-friendly is this one? Because he has said he's going to hire it for 2 days. He's saying 10,000, that is $80, paying the driver 1,500 each day. Then he said something about what? Fueling himself. I was just wondering, what about the normal compressor that is heavy one, driven while somebody is sitting on? How expensive would it be? Because I thought actually for 1.5 kilometers, if that was hard, it wouldn't take a lot of money. And at the same time, it would be very perfect. It would be working very fast and, you know, go its way. In this video, we had him saying that it would go back again to the Mwango site. And I was like, what is it going to do? Because I saw almost like everything was done, unless maybe after they placed the, you know, the stones and the maram, and later on maybe before. I don't know. We'll be seeing that Tingo after all. We see everything that happens there. So you can actually see that he's promising something here. Yeah, promising what has to be done. And at the same time, this is where he testified that someone had, brought some cement that had to do the road. Of course, through, yeah, let's just see.
Hi guys, this is one of my very good neighbors. He's actually something is even I promised to give him some money to start his project. He wants to do some mining, and he wanted like 180 USD. I told him at the end of this month I will donate to him. You know, guys, sometimes I do a lot of things behind the scenes. Probably you guys see the only things that I do on camera.
A lot of things behind the scenes. That is exactly what he's trying to tell us. And I was like, okay, so tell us more about that behind the scenes. We want to hear more, away from that which you are beginning to mine. And I think there is no way you are going to donate that and just let him do it. Possibly, maybe you are a co-investor, I don't know. That's my thought, although you've not said it yet. Given that there are so many things behind the scenes, what do we know about more behind the scene about what you're telling us? Tell us more, maybe. Because I know what mining has to do, and if you have to finance somebody into the business, then it means a lot. But possibly, as you can see, Maro walking in the village and saying this, he's planning to again at least have some donors doing the contribution so that he can take to the old man, you know.
But here people show up, people come with their problems, and I sacrifice for them. Like I say, you know what, I'll do it for you. I know, and sometimes money is never enough. Even you guys, when you send us anything, like now, we just received 100 bags of cement. It's not that he's so rich and he doesn't have place to put that money. It's simply a sacrifice. You say, you know what, I have all this to do, but I choose to support this person, or these people.
So Marwa knows very well that those who assist him, it's not like they have too much, but he keeps asking them to assist because he knows, of course, those who will to give, they'll give because they have to choose to support someone, not that they have enough. So they sacrifice their projects to do what they have to do. But then my question is, if they are supporting, I wish they could be sacrificing towards something that is really, really, really essential. You may tell us that the villa is very essential because you need a home, so that when you travel next time, you would have something attached to why you are traveling and why you would want to come back. You know, in one of the videos, of course, you said that with the Mwango at the site. All right. But then these other things now that come later, like the parking, like, I don't know, the peacocks, like those additionals. Those are things I don't understand, because, like, if someone sacrifices towards that, is it an urgent project? Like, if someone sacrifices towards this road, was it totally impassable? But then I think there's an urgent need for a rehab in this place. And if Marwa does it, he will really have done a great thing, if he asks for contribution to build a rehab. Because these people in this village, most of them are suffering, and maybe he can attach that to a hospital, so that, again, people don't have to go as far as Migori or is it Nyaboanze, the border town, to seek treatment. He can also create a school and college, because actually the classes he's talking of here, whether they are YouTube content creation lessons or IT or whatever, if a college begins, starts up here, then we could see people like Gate, the wife of Gitriba, who was struggling to go to college. We saw the other guy who was in Gishu, instead of actually struggling to go outside. I've seen such a thing in Ghana. Yes, such a thing in Ghana. Bodemaya showed us one day a college that started there. I don't know whether I can remember the name, but guys, if you remember, you can actually drop a comment here. There's a university that he wanted to go to, and he never made it. But through his content and traveling, that university came to Ghana, built hostels, and he was showing in one of the videos about Ghana, actually, the recent one. And if you look at that, that becomes a project that will serve the entire country. In fact, people will come from other places and come study there. It won't be even for Nyabohanza alone. And therefore, in that, you can actually prove that we are doing things that are now great. Because a villa alone, international guests will come, stay, maybe pay some BNB money and what have you, you know. But whose gain is that? Whose benefit? You know, people will come around, roast a goat and go their way. Whose benefit is that? You know, the benefit goes maybe to you and your friends. But when it comes to the general community, we're talking about social responsibility. It doesn't really sound. You know, as far as you keep saying that we create a lot of jobs for people here, I'm looking at the women especially. Even though some are cooking some githeri, bringing to the site for Mwango, mandazis, but I don't think they make enough. They may be appreciative, of course, they won't stop, but I'm telling you, with the current economy, anybody who knows the Kenyan economy today has a lot to say, a lot. Even Mwango yourself, you know, if actually you are having the 400,000 plus subscribers and you are making almost 30,000 views in one day, and you are saying that money that you're making per month is not enough, that you are broke. You are broke. You cannot continue with your project. After buying maybe things worth 1 million or 2 or 3. And you've done that content for years, you know. You've even traveled a lot. You've said you've been in 5-star hotels. You've been flying and saying that flying is your thing. You've bought, I don't know what, handbags. You've been able to stay in Mombasa in a house that was worth 150,000, you know, without a problem. Then what about these women in the village with families? They have families, unlike you who doesn't have a family. They have kids to take to school, to educate. And you are saying that we have provided for them jobs. Guys, they are selling githeri at the places, Ugali, and making it, you know. I think that is very ironical. It's ironical at the same time sarcastic, because I don't think they are making enough. But if they could have jobs, like a continuous job they are doing, and every day or as they go they have wages they know they are going to earn, or a hospital is there and they go clean there and earn a salary, in my thought, that would be a great thing. And you as Maro, you would even name that hospital Marwa or the rehabilitation center, Mwango. But then it would be a great thing that you'll actually leave legacy, because this other thing about Villa is just about you, Maisha, and maybe your great-grandchild and whatever. Mwango, their children and great-grandchildren. What about the community? You know? Now, the same video, of course, I saw something somewhere. Maro came about talking about the number of workers, that he has 50 people working. He was counting those in his home and those on the road. Then he said that the food he's buying for them is only 30 shillings. He's not going to buy something more than that, you know. And then his bad day started from here, because I saw him shouting at a given fella. I don't know whether I can remember. Yeah, at some point, he began his emotions from there. Flaring emotions. Let's check here. Here.
There's a big... Obadia, why mlete mvua mtanyeshewa? Marwa. Hey. hawezi kuja kazi. That guy wants me to buy him food. He just showed up and wants me to buy food. I don't want to encourage laziness in the village. No laziness, guys. I want to encourage hard work, dedication, and above all, honesty. So, guys, we are going to see, because it's gonna rain. Oh my God, if it rains.
So guys, you can see his day became messy at that point. And so by the time he even reached the road, he was so frustrated that it was going to rain, and how would that be? And then they were rushing this machine, the roller, to the road, yet it was too late. Of course, we saw that guy struggling until even at some point his machine was stuck in the mud, you know. Forcing issues, that is what we call in our situation, forcing issues. If you force issues, sometimes they don't work. And sometimes we cannot now tempt God by saying that we pray that the rain stops so that we do our thing, and then it goes on. Is this Red Sea? Is it like Red Sea where people are crossing to go to, I don't know, Canaan, they are being saved, they are in danger? You know, God only listens to such prayers whereby people are in great danger, and he's listening to them so that he rescues them. But then Marwa here is praying that it doesn't rain, so that they do the road. And that because that kind of work, God knows that they are working on nature. And I was like, are you sure? Because God knows, and even us, your fans, your fans, know that you are doing this because your visitors will be your classmates, you said, and you'll be burning a goat. Like, seriously? All right. So let's get to how he got to the road. And actually, there was some mess beginning from there, before the real mess, you know. And of course, you saw the machine getting stuck. I don't know whether you saw that. The roller getting stuck a little bit. I think it's about somewhere. Let me just see here. Here. They really struggled and it was stuck.
Unaona mvua imekatika. Angalia ndio inanyesha hapa chini, unaiona? Mvua zikanyesha hapa. Guys, can you imagine the rain didn't rain where we are working? It dropped.
The rain didn't rain.
But on this other side, it's raining like crazy.
I really laughed at this again. Marwa said that, and in a 1 minute, he was coming back and was like, oh. My short celebration was just short-lived. You know, you can't actually say that God listens to every prayer, even the lame prayers that we give. Sometimes we give them, but we just know that he may not listen to us, because we are actually doing for our own purposes, and it's not urgent, it's not dangerous, so he may not listen. So guys, you saw that the machine stuck. That is another problem he faced. Problem number 2. You know, after having ranted at the man who is asking for lunch. Yeah. Sometimes I wonder why people cannot just keep quiet to such people. Anyway, it is what it is. Maybe personality. You know, Kohera told us that he has his his hot temper. After that, then I was looking into the video to just see where exactly did we go wrong, or what happened that was so wrong, you know. And after saying that the visitors will be here, of course, he had said to the sister bye-bye and told the sister not to laugh around with the workers so that they come, you know, work, so that the work does not go beyond, is it Friday or something like that? So He left, of course. He went to the road. You've seen what you've seen. And when it rained, it became so messy, you know. And I was like, oh, everything is right, you know. So he showed us some blockages. Of course, people have given a lot of suggestions, guys, about this road. A lot. Comments, the haters, they have given. And I don't know why maybe Marwa has not been listening. And also, I wonder why they did not actually. I saw one tip or two pouring maram, then it disappeared. I wish they continued pouring because actually it's such a road. If you're serious about that, you need that, you know. And so it came to, after even rewarding the sister with cement. Is it cement? No. It was sand. The YouTube river sand. So we came to this part when the rain is not raining. And suddenly the rain began raining, you know. So the blockages were there. Of course, we saw a lot of blockages on the road. When maybe a specific moment was here that they were actually handling a blockage somewhere. Let's see.
Guys, my celebrations were short-lived. It has decided to rain, and the machine can't work because it is hot. See, it's blocked.
Yeah, here.
It will never happen again. It's a block. There's serious water here. The serious trench. Mukan, what solution do you think we have here?
But it's only the same pipe and then the water.
We put a pipe below.
Hey, Marwa. Okay, so you've seen the mess already in the community. Now let's get to the aspect of Gitriba. Gitriba fired. Gitriba is fired. Guys, Gitriba is fired. You know. And he was ranting because he couldn't stand it. Wherever they were going to, Rocio and Gitriba, nobody knows. The hard-headed man could not listen. Even when he was told that the road is impassable, he did not hear. And he went on the road and they were stuck. So Marwa has fired him on spot, just like the way Moi used to do. I fire you on the road. And if people don't see me, let them not ask questions. So guys, Gitriba is fired, but he has to do the car. He has to go paint the car. Rocio was also inside, but she's not being charged, you know. Gitriba has to be sacrificed because he's the servant here. After all, the Argentina lady is the wife, the boss in the house, you know. But Gitriba should have had being a driver. Now, of course, this road was so messy. Even though this was a four-wheel drive, you can see actually the road was very messy. However crazy you are, you wouldn't actually take the vehicle to the road. And the car had to swerve and hit sides and, you know, have all that you saw there. So let's check on it. Let's check on it.
Just brought the car here, it has scratched itself.
After the parking was made for the forthcoming visitors, possibly there will be vehicles here from tomorrow.
Guys,
Yeah.
I'm really mad today. I'm surprised with the bad roads. Gitriba brought the Land Cruiser here. It has scratched itself. Can you see? All these are scratches. Look, a very new car. All these are scratches. Just brought the car here. It has scratched itself. This side, on the other side. I don't want to deal with him anymore. I'm just tired.
So what will you do? What will you do, boss? Hey. He's very tired with him. He doesn't want to deal with him. And is it Gitriba alone? Did Gitriba decide to do this alone? Why didn't they call you? You know?
I told him I don't deal. No car should come here. Look, scratches everywhere. Look, these are scratches. Those are all scratches. So, when you see me with no Gitriba, don't ask me what happened.
What will have happened? So what will have happened, boss?
I don't want to have someone who I can't give instruction and to follow simple instructions.
All right. So whom is he with? You know, in there was a video when Jamaican uncle arrived in the villa, and we had a lot of praise and worship for Gitriba. They were like, "This is the only honest man in here." And that day I said that you should never say somebody is so honest until you are shocked, because life has surprises. You know, people normally hide in shades. People can be so loyal, you know. These people are so loyal, bending all the time. Sometimes they have their own, you know, their own shades. They have their own messes. I've seen even in places of work. People who are so loyal and pretending to be so quiet, so running, doing everything, bringing you the change. Watch out. Watch out. There is something, you know. But I was just wondering how Maro was flaring with emotions. I understand. A car is very precious when you own it, you know, and that is a 4-wheel and visitors are coming. I can see the frustration, man. So Maro is actually flaring with emotions because he was actually trying so much not to use his money in the pocket. Now here he is, wondering what he will do. Of course, the small car, I don't know when it will be coming, because they had promised that the sister of this vehicle will be coming. Now, unfortunately, it will be coming when the big sister is bruised. And how will Gitriba make it to paint this? It's not easy. Panel beating, maybe it's not panel beating as such, but painting. Not a joke. And I know from here he must go to Migori, possibly, for him to have such amendments made. So we saw Marwa ranting and ranting, you know.
I told him no car or even a motorbike will pass here.
Whom is he with?
The river has totally messed.
With who?
Now, I want him to go and paint the car so he can feel the pain that I'm feeling.
Okay.
You know, I told
Where
them,
is he? Them who and who?
him and my wife, I don't know what they wanted to do. Look, a new brand car.
You don't know
Who
what they
will allow
wanted to
your car
do.
to be hit like that and you keep quiet. Look, he's inside there.
What is he doing?
He
What
cannot
is he
listen.
doing?
Zero.
Zero what? So did Marwa mean that he's zero brain, zero work, zero what? Because previously they have been praising Gitriba as a very honest person, you know, ready to listen, ready to do what they have to ask him. Even Mwango said that at his side, that Gitriba is the only honest person, ready to help, ready to stand with them, ready to do what is right. In fact, I remember the day they were exposing Uncle Mo as the scammer. Gitriba was the one who was supposed to take the screenshot and also to call that Polycarp guy, you know. So then the video ended just like that. And we are yet to wait to see what will happen. And meanwhile, the fence for Gitriba has not been done yet by Marwa, so he's mad. Will he do the fence and the gate? Will he do it? Just comment. Drop the comment in the comment section as we go to Mwango's video and pick some tickets quickly before I sleep. Yeah, so guys, in Mwango's picking of Donatus, this is what happened. And actually I was like, okay. So of course she had to wake up, and for once she went to work at 12, the boss herself. And I was really finding it funny exactly when she decided to run. And I was like, are you sure? This is a short distance from what I normally see in the video, unless she really edits a lot, it's not very far. And if the roller was coming, preparing just breakfast and feeding the chicken that she showed us, because she normally said, I normally do expose to you everything, I don't edit. Why did it take long up to 12 for her to be ready to be at the side? And David Jr. was there also helping her with the work at home, before he went to give contributions to Baba Maisha. Yeah, so let's check on this. And I've just remembered the campaign on wigs. Hey, these guys with the campaign on wigs, they are really against wigs. Talking about in India where they throw. Hey, that part I'll go back to it and revisit actually. Yeah. So let's check that part of Mwango as she's racing to her place of work. It was so funny for me.
Right. And if you just joined today's, but again it rained. It was a little bit of a mess, as he said, but I would say it's getting better, The rains have stopped. Now it's even better. Shadi, Mambo Vipi. Those are kids playing. Yep. So they're still fixing the road gumboots. Lakini si machafu.
Where is the running?
Like one-on-one.
Yeah, it was here. When she's running, run, Morife.
Hope you're all doing well. Welcome back.
Morife.
Be sure to subscribe. Hit that like button. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think about the destination country. And me, I've been much for always coming back to about today's vlog. You're fixing the road, you guys. Perfect road, And Kopoa, not really fixing that, getting ready to build. Don't jump on me, please. No.
Where was that?
Why?
Oh, it was here.
So yummy. Oh, tired. Even going to the site is just a struggle. But
That. Run, Morife.
Maro says, D, if you don't run,
Morife, run.
I think it's even finished.
Hey, run,
The machine
Morife.
is going to finish what's doing, and you won't have an idea of what's happening.
No, it's running.
Oh, quick. If I don't find it happening, it's not an exam. Uncle Mo,
No, there is the running.
Do
It's
not.
not running yet.
Mister, serious. You have, because honestly, I don't know what to say. Marks the end. Other things like make, and you won't have an idea of what's, because it's. I think it's even finished. Serious. I'm embarrassed because the best lighting is from this side, but I'm going this direction because some days I just feel so tired. Even going to the site is just a struggle, but I have to keep showing. So today I was like, I'll show up a little bit later because I had to go home, take care of other things like make breakfast for my dad and all that.
Okay.
And Marwa calls me and is like, D!
Run.
You are the boss and you're not at the site. You are just not serious. You have to be here and see what's happening. He even said, run!
Run, Morife. Run. Run. Hey, run.
There's my guys, Paul. Mara says, D, if you don't run.
Have you ever run in flip-flop on a poor nest road? That's exactly what she had to do. Hey. And then when she reached at the side, I was like, do you mean you people have trust issues? Or what is this? What is this that Maro was insisting that you have to be there for the fence to be removed? You have to be there to know how many tippers have come. If I tell you there are 2 tippers, you will not trust, I saw that and I was like, do you have trust issues? Because I don't actually see why you should be saying this, I saw that and I was like, what exactly are you
Thank you so
talking
much.
about?
From the river.
I appreciate it.
Yes. So this one we are yet to pay for it. This one is already paid.
Okay, those are the ones. Okay.
And we need 2 tippers of sand there. And then we need, and I think yesterday we brought ballast.
Oh, yesterday you brought ballast. Okay. Me, I left 4 p.m. I wasn't here.
Yeah, this ballast came yesterday.
Yeah.
That's why you need to be in the site. Because also me on Thursday evening, up to Sunday, I will not be here. So you need to be here to make sure everything is running smooth. So that me, when I go, they brought BRC.
Oh,
If it's
yeah.
enough, engineer says we need 1 more.
BRC CRB.
Mambo vipi?
Yes, engineer is here.
BRC CRB. I think if you get the tingle, you get it, At some point around minute 48:23, she called it a CRB. It is what it is. So as we proceed into this, I think I just wondered. I'm not saying there are issues, but I wondered why Maro was really making a lot of effort to explain himself. After all, if the sister trusted him as the foreman, then he doesn't have to explain that much, And the thumbnail had to come from the machine. The thumbnail had to come from the machine. And there was a guy here who was actually bossing Mwango around, and I was like, what the hell is this? Let's just check on that so that I end on that. Yeah, there was a guy here who was really bossing Mwango around. And I wondered, for once, Mwango does not look like one to be bossed around. But she was a bit of tolerating it, and I didn't understand, Let's hear this.
The vessels is very clean. This is a mad one. Uishi kwa ghorofa. Mazenga umechanganyikiwa wewe. Mazenga umechanganyikiwa. Wao ndio type yako ni gani? Nyakunde tumpiga laini hapa.
And so the discussion was very sarcastic there. Out of the many, he was proving something, and I was not getting it. But somehow, it was being tolerated in one way or the other.
Vile umeng'ara hivyo una hata sabuni. Sasa ni mwanaume gani? Mwanaume mfano? Mwanaume mfano yani.
Si mfano. Ninafanyaga kazi.
Mbona utakuja kazi?
Nilifanya maneno hapa.
Hii mchanga ni msafi.
Nimemwambia alete kama hivi.
My brother has gifted me this, guys. It's lunch time.
Nakula lunch, nyama sijakula kuanzia jana.
You see, the same guy. The same guy began to make demands about the lunch. And though the previous day Mwango had bought for other workers lunch at around, I remember it was 40 each. Some of them were taking 2 chapatis and tea, some chapati and githeri, some githeri alone. This one demanded ugali and beef, indicating that he had not eaten beef for a long time. And even he wanted to carry home. And even he wanted to have some money, Look at that. So you see that ugali being served over there.
Singe tutakula shingapi? 7.
You can see how he's shouting.
Yes.
Hata kuni embarrass.
Hata tukipiga picha niende media watasema ni
Imagine.
rafiki yake, ni mke wake, ni mpenzi wake. Watasema no, aanze ku
Bazenga bibi yako amepika endo kule. Kimbia.
Looking at that, I was like, was this what kind of person is this? I was just imagining why Mwango was tolerating him. And wondering, was he ever a primary school or high school lover or something? You know, I didn't understand why she would tolerate such a guy to go on and shout around and make demands and look at her quizzically and also make suggestive statements. Being a boss, you know, she's the boss in this place.
Harima, wachore hayo.
And you can hear what he says later.
Hello.
Watu wafanye kazi, usipokaa chonjo utakaroga ile nyumba Monday yani.
Aya, turudi job. Wamemaliza lunch. Sawa.
Wewe ukicheka hapo shauri yako.
Sawa.
Nacheka na bazenga dadi. Mtaeza.
Tuamka turudi job.
Jobu msicheke na mimi.
Nimpe. Kwanzia mpe.
Kimangu tuna. Nikaanza sokinsushie. Mimi Mswahili. Nakula ugali alafu nisushie alafu nipeleka kamia nisonge.
Mweke ugali.
Imagine.
Yes. Si wewe my sister. But then ntakwasabira mume wane ndo kwa nibira hari mburi omuntu digora nambya. Bazenga ngiri kuchansa bataka kana bamuri age gwito. Ni waragande amana munagani. Iga ngiri kuchansa.
He wants me to buy him food, guys. All that noise is for food. Was 7. Mama kona supu, acha mweke. Okay, sasa turudi kazi. Wacha chakula na unaweka kwa sahani.
Watoto wangu watakula.
Wewe kula chakula. Wacha
watoto wangu sasa karamu. Wakiniomba niwaambie.
Yeah, that is how it went. That is how it went down. And I was left with a lot of questions on that. But guys, you've seen what you've seen. It is what it is. So let's end this at this moment. I really appreciate those who are coming by in my live stream. I thank God for all this. And I'm really appreciative if you came handy during the live stream. You are a great person. May God bless you. May you never lack, because your support means a world to me. So subscribe to the channel, share my videos, like them, and let's grow together. You can also check on Live Saga TV, where I do much of political reactions, and keep supporting me. Bye bye. Thank you. Have a good night.